All right, let's be honest. In every relationship, somebody has the control. Somebody got it. But what most people don't realize is when trust breaks down, control slips right on in. Whether it's silent manipulation games or emotional games, some kind of way, there's a power struggle that's going on there. But what do you do about it? How do you handle it? What is it all about? That's what we're talking about today. So don't you go nowhere. Gonna get into it. So,
I got it.
we're hitting them quick, baby. Welcome back, everybody, to Man Talk Mondays. I'm Derek, the Thought Engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi. How you feeling?
Man, I am great. I just want to, first, I want to thank everybody for the millions and millions of birthday shout-outs.
Yeah.
I was showered with gifts and cars and houses.
Oh, wow.
Thank y'all. It was Barbie houses and cars, but nevertheless, the
Hot Wheels.
I want to thank everybody for taking time out, man, to wish me happy birthday. I appreciate it.
Cool.
It was grand.
That's good, man.
It was grand, man.
Glad you had a good one.
Yes.
We all need good birthdays, right?
It was John Palooza. It lasted about 5 days.
Okay.
And I was ready for it to be over with.
All
like,
right.
okay, no mas.
So your wife drug you through them streets, huh? Pretty tough, huh?
Yes. She lived for that, man. She lived for us. Had a grand time though. Grand time.
That's good, man. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Well, let's jump into this. Let me remind everybody this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we give you the rational realities of relationships, but we're coming from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this conversation isn't just for men. We want everybody to join in. How you do this? Go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. We can see it. By all means, this is how you talk to us. But we want to hear from you. Also, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Say it with me now. Like, share, subscribe. All right. We want to go and boost this thing up. So we're talking about tonight why modern relationships feel like power struggles. Why do modern relationships feel like a power struggle? And let's be honest about it. Everybody's really dealing with it. This is what you see in relationships. The trust thing is not really at the level that we would like it to be.
Yeah. True.
It's not at the level we would like it to be.
Why?
That's a good question.
Well, it's like that because we probably didn't go into the relationship the way we should have. We both had ulterior motives. You know, okay, for example, the Diddy thing.
Oh wow.
The Diddy thing. I just think we
okay. This. All right.
Cassie was with a guy who would have been a lot more favorable to her, but that's not what she wanted. She thought that, hey, I need to get with this mogul dude because he'll be better suited to get me where I'm trying to go. Little did she know it was gonna get her peed on,
hey man,
and everything else on. Because she had a guy, she had a good guy. Compared to Diddy, he was a great guy.
Right.
And she traded him in for something else. So then you give up all the power when you do that. When I leave you for somebody else, and everybody knows why I'm leaving you, I have given you the keys to the power car. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And there's a price.
Oh,
there's a huge price.
Goodness.
Huge price to be paid.
You think Cassie can't tell you about a price to pay?
Oh boy.
Oh my God, man.
My heart goes out to the husband having to hear all that.
All of it.
Yeah, man. Listen, guys do not want to hear what their wives have done sexually.
No,
we do not want to hear it. We don't want the sort of details.
I'm surprised he sat there.
They say he got up and walked out. They say he got up and walked out.
But he would have heard about it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Sad thing is, man, this is the internet, man, so it's going to be out there. Kids, you know what I'm saying?
He said he peed, one of the guys that she didn't know. Random guy peed in her mouth. Random Joe. This dude named Willie that came from outside.
Willie, huh?
You don't even. I'm like, it ain't even Puff. It's some random dude that was doing all this stuff too. Man, that is great. That is again.
That's insane.
When you give up the power,
that is insane.
There is a cost to get that power up like that.
Yeah. Well, so what comes to mind when you think about power in a relationship? What
dictating, control.
Control.
I think control is. I think most. Either the man or the woman is a control freak. There are a lot more control freaks in relationships than we know about.
Man. Yeah.
Because controlling the relationships makes me feel safe. I feel like, wow, I got him or her where I want them. They're doing what I want them to do.
Okay.
I know where they are at all times. They report back and let me know. So I feel like I'm good because I'm in control of what's going on.
So it's a safety issue.
Oh, very much so.
Safety.
Very much so.
Y'all let me know. Anybody out there listening right now, do you feel safer or more safe? I don't know if it was it. Do you feel more safe when you can control the relationship? Let me know real quick. Drop it in the comments. Do you feel more safe when you can control a relationship? Ms. Edna Walden said power is a sign of control. Okay. Power is a sign of control. And here's the thing about humility. When you have power, but you don't use it, you know you got the power, but you don't use it to control people. That's humility.
We don't have that much.
That's really, that ain't typically what you're dealing with.
No. Well, but what good? Okay, can I just be
go? Yeah, let's go.
What good is it to have the power if you're not gonna use it for every now and then? If you don't pull it out and put it on the table to show people, I'm that dude, I'm that guy, I'm that chick.
Okay, great point. But do you use that for the person you in a relationship with?
I don't think people achieve what they achieve just to have it in their back pocket. I think we do what we do because of who we are. And ultimately, that power is who we are. And it's not delegated to relationships or dating. That's who we are. You can't listen. The people that I know are controlling, they can't help themselves. That's who they are.
Okay, so if a person can't help themselves, they just got to control everything. Isn't that a sign of low, emotional intelligence?
See, we getting back into the doctor stuff again.
Because I mean, you got to know, if you don't know when to assert yourself, when to pull back, when to let things happen, that's not knowing when to say when. You don't really just know how to control yourself. If you just power all the time, then you gonna hurt somebody in the process. Somebody gonna get hurt by the power in the process. Brenda says, no way as well be alone. No, may as well. Okay, no, may as well. I was like, what?
Well, you are strong.
I know, man. I know. I ain't been reading lately. No, may as well be alone and have all the power. But is it worth it just to be alone?
I was thinking the same thing.
Is it worth it?
I was thinking the same thing. I don't think it is.
What good is power if there's nobody to share it with, if there's nobody to really benefit from it?
If ain't nobody tell what to do. What power is it if you can't use it on nobody? It don't do you no good. I need to tell somebody what to do with this power.
In the water, she said low self-esteem. She said low self-esteem. So low self-esteem makes you susceptible to somebody exerting power over you. I'm assuming that's what she's talking about.
That, or you're needing what they have, and it causes you to how do I say? I don't want to say sell your soul, but you lower yourself. You shrink yourself in order to get what they have. Because again, I hate to say most, but relationships are most of the time we have shrunken ourselves to get something that we want from that other person.
Okay, so we pull back to make ourselves more accommodating.
Absolutely.
For that other person.
Somebody in the one of the two people in the relationships is doing that.
Okay. Is that a power issue, or is that person just recognizing that too much of me could be detrimental to this relationship? So let me pull back.
Well, in every relationship, for it to work, somebody has to pull back.
Okay.
No relationship will work.
Is that honest though? Is that living honestly?
Well, I don't know if it's living honestly or not. I think that's the way. I think that's just the way it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's honest or not. I just know with the power dynamic in relationships, we won't make it if we button heads all the time. Even and I know men are supposed to lead. We throw that out the window.
We throw it out the window.
We throw it out the window because we don't. Most of the time, we take a. And see, I said I was gonna stop doing this. I'm not gonna beat up on women. I'm not beating up on women tonight. I'm gonna come back next week. But most of the time we take a back seat and just be like, okay, y'all go ahead. I don't feel like going back and forth, the networking and fighting.
Okay. Well, let me do this, because we talk about power in relationships versus really trust. Power versus trust, because that's really what you have. There's a dynamic. It's either power or it's trust. It's either I can control it or I can trust the other person.
Relationships aren't built on trust. See, that's the dynamic. That's the caveat that's killing relationships and empowering the trust. I can't trust you. I can't trust you either because we went about this relationship wrong. Past relationships that I never got healed from. I'm gonna make sure I don't be a fool twice. Next person gonna pay. I don't trust guys. I don't trust women. So, and because I don't trust you like I should, even though I gave you my heart, I still didn't trust. I'm watching you the whole time while you got it to make sure you don't do anything with it that can hurt or harm me.
So you say relationships aren't built on trust, or did you mean today's relationships aren't built on? Because a true relationship is built on trust.
Yes, but I don't think we have very many true.
You put it out there.
I want to say 2 out of 10 relationships.
2 out of 10
are built on trust.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10 are built on trust.
Okay. So what you saying today? We don't really have relationships. You basically have negotiation.
Absolutely. And if you keep talking, I'm gonna go down to 1 out of 10. You don't never think about this. Yeah. While y'all thinking of cuss words to say about me. Think about this though. You hadn't taken a moment and thought about relationships and said, man, they are nothing like they used to be. I remember when we could come and we could court, we can date. I would learn to know you. Even if we went about it the wrong way, there still was some trust or after some time.
Yeah.
But now we're so manipulative. We're so manipulative.
Manipulative.
I can't get that word.
I know.
Manipulative about what I want and what you want, what I'm trying to get, and it's hard to trust.
And I think that's probably it, because here's the dynamic of relationships: you outsource some of your care to somebody else, and you can't dictate how they go about doing it.
That part. And what do we want to do? We want control is dictating how they do it.
Oh man. Oh, if your husband wants to do something nice for you, but you feel like, I know what I want, so let me dictate the whole thing so I get what I want, as opposed to accepting what they give you.
I asked this question. I said, and it's funny. So in relationships, how many women out there trust their husband enough to know that he'll give them everything they want and need in a timely manner, rather than them having to beat it over his head what they want.
Yeah, that's a good question. Y'all, let us know. How many of y'all that's.
Because you got to trust them.
You got to trust them
to know that he has your best interest at heart.
And that's one of the main dynamics that we struggle with, because control is what we reach for when trust feels too risky. I don't know about if I can really trust you, so let me figure out how to control you. Let me figure out how to get the upper hand, because that's what it is. It's a lot of grabbing for the upper hand in relationships today.
It is, because the more I give you of my heart, the weirder that it feels because I'm giving up my control. Now you can hurt. Oh, if you wanted to, you could do me some kind of bad. And the more I realize that with my head, I got to do something to control this.
Yeah.
Because I've been here before. And the last time I did this, I walked in the house and he had 2 of them in there. we can't go through that no more.
Like, for instance, any ladies out there, any mothers out there, do you trust your husband with the kids? Do you trust your husband to deal with the kids? Because I see this a lot with relationships, with marriages, with the mother and the father dynamic. I see it a lot because the mother is saying he's not doing it right, or he's not helping me, or something like that. But it really, when you look at it, he's not doing things the way she wants it done. And so, of course, he's not helping.
Yeah.
Because I got to control how you deal with the kids.
Yeah, because I want you to do it like I do it.
I want you to do it like I do it. And it was somebody said, they said a mother, they were doing that, and their mother said, all right, you're going to end up with a man that don't do nothing, or something like that, she said.
Yeah, because you're gonna nag, talk him away from helping.
Nails by Lola. She said controlling usually backfires. Oh, she also says on the way to becoming independently married.
Oh, wow.
Independently married. Describe that to me. I never heard that one before. Independently married. Let us know what independently married is, Nails by Lola, because I'm curious about that. Dr. Selena says, whether you trust their best interest or not is different than trusting their default setting. It's not a can issue, but will. Wow. So what is the default setting of the person you with? And if you've seen it, why do you stay in a relationship? Well, I'm gonna say this before you get married. Why do you continue with the relationship or marry a person if their default setting isn't pleasing to you? If it genders a mistrusting you, if their default setting says, yeah, this person, I can't trust them. Why continue, and especially get married to a person that their default setting don't feel good to you, doesn't make you feel safe?
Because we want somebody.
So it's for,
and oftentimes it makes us put up with things we wouldn't ordinarily put up with if we had choices. And because you hear, and I kind of dig you.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I can put up with some stuff that I wouldn't ordinarily put up with. Because first of all, when we start talking about what we put up with, when we wouldn't put up with, that's garbage. Throw that out the way anyway.
Yeah.
What you wouldn't put up, once you see someone's heart and their character, that's when you determine about them what you could put up with by them and what you can't.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Nails by Lola, she says the independently married is about you are married, but you living like you single.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's dangerous.
Well, that's what controlling gets you though.
She also says sometimes the default is settling.
See, okay. Now see, that's the thing.
Okay.
That's my trigger.
Okay.
Because what exactly is settling? Because God, that's one thing you'll never hear a guy say.
Yeah.
Hey man, I could have did better than this. Regardless of who, am I lying? You never hear a guy say, I don't care how she look, I don't care if she's slew-footed, got a shoe on and the shoe off with half a toenail. You don't never hear a guy say, man, I could have did better than this. Because I have had some people that I knew and I thought, dude, you could have did better than this. I have thought it, but I never said it. And he never said it. I was waiting for him to say it. I even hit it and say, hey man, you, and he was like this. Like, dude, you can do better. You can do better than this.
Oh wow.
But you never hear guys say it. But I bet you 8 out of 10, at least 7 out of 10 women have said it or thought it, if not said it.
Oh yeah,
because they're always looking for the greener grass. They always looking for something better.
I heard a guy say something one time, man, and it was so eye-opening. He said women don't like stability, they like mobility. We think women like stability, but they really like mobility. They like, I need to progress. I need the progression. I need to feel like I'm upwardly mobile. And if that means jumping to the next guy who can provide more, guess what? I'm hollering a chunk of the deuces at you. I heard a guy say that. And when he said it, I got to thinking of like,
because they want to be.
Because it takes a lot of character to commit in a relationship.
Number one.
Commitment is a character issue. And if you're looking for the next best thing, because you never settling, or I'm gonna say settling, you never committing to the person that you with, because as soon as another good thing come along, you gone. Right? We're gonna have to bring Nails by Lola on the side. And then she said, you don't ever think you won't, but it is okay. I can work with it.
You don't have everything you want, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we say.
That's what we say. That's what we say.
We said all the time.
You don't have everything and that's what contentment is. I tell people all the time, contentment is a skill. Contentment is not natural. Contentment is not something you feel. Contentment is you disciplining yourself to say, you know what?
Right,
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yes.
I see all that. Yeah, I see all that.
I'm good.
But I'm good. Because really, if you think further into it, what you got to do to get that, just like talk about Cassie, the cost. The cost. Oh my God, the cost.
Trying to get on the elevator, just walking out your room, pushing the elevator door, somebody kick you. What did you kicking me for? Girl, you don't get back in. We got a party in here and you late. You better get in there.
Oh my goodness.
It's just, and something,
oh my goodness.
When we say, because think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie settled for the guy she ended up with.
Oh yeah.
She wanted Diddy.
Yeah, because she was still.
Now, would she consider settling? Hell no. Let her tell it now. She did better. But I bet you the dude she was with at first looked better than the second dude she wound up with.
Yeah. Because here's the thing that we got to understand about, especially in relationships. What's good for you isn't always exciting to you.
Well, you better say that.
If it's all about the excitement, you about to mess something up.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before you mess something up. If I gotta be doing this and you gotta control yourself. You gotta calm down. There will be moments where we can take this flight and go on this trip and we can go and do a little shopping here and there. But if that has to be your life because you're living for social media and the people that's looking at you on your Snapchat, people that's looking at you on the gram and everything like that, if you living for that, you about to mess something up.
Yeah, you in the world of hurt. You're gonna be in the world
because if you get a person who can provide that relationship is not based on a mutual trust that relationships need. It's based on what you are giving me to provide this thing that I want for me. Nail, she said, I concur. Okay. All right. She says, but some things are deal breakers.
And they should be.
Absolutely.
They should be.
Absolutely. She said Cassie was hurt in many ways, but the boxes were checked.
Well, he had Band-Aids. First of all, he had Band-Aids and he was out of baby oil. So she was going to get with the first thing smoking that was out of that. Okay. Because she had been through it.
Yeah.
Dude, it wouldn't have took much. The dude could have limped in there. It wouldn't have took much after that.
No.
And I bet if she could go back, I bet you if we ask her, she'll say, you know what? I should have stayed my behind with that dude I was with at first.
But do people do that?
No, women don't do that. A guy in a minute would say, you know what? Let me call her and see if she with anybody right now. You think we don't? Because we remember who was good to us and who wasn't. And we'll tell somebody else about it. Hey, man, have you seen old girl? Oh, man, no, she done got married, got kids. Come on, man, you lying. Are they happy?
And the reason why I say that, because a lot of times people attempt the same relationship, but they think they can beat the game this time. So they go back. It may not be the same player, but they go into the same situation because they think, oh, I know a little something better now. So let me try it again. It's like, no, you're not going to win this game.
No.
You are not going to win this game.
Well, first of all, you're not going to win the love game anyway.
Oh, man.
The only way you win the love game, both people give their hearts.
Yep, submit.
And it has to be reciprocated from the other person. That's the only, that's winning.
Yes.
That is winning.
Yes.
That's the only way. That there ain't no cheat code. The only cheat code is making somebody love you the way you love them. That's the only cheat code.
Yes. It's unsolicited, unexpected reciprocation. You give, but you don't give to get. You give because you want that person to receive from you the goodness that's in you. And if that person is doing the same for you, man, you good. But it can't be, I did all this for you and you won't do nothing for me, because that means you were doing it to get back from me. Yeah,
but more times than not, though, when you doing that for a person that has your best interest at heart. Now, remember, I didn't say has your booty, has the sex. I say has your best interest at heart.
Mm-hmm.
He's going, when you doing for him like that, he gonna want to do for you like that.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife, every day from my birthday to about 5 days, was doing something every day.
Wow.
And all it made me do the whole time was saying, "Woo, you got to get ready for her birthday."
Oh,
and she said, "I'm not doing it for that." I'm like, "Well, it don't matter why you doing it. You doing this makes me want to reciprocate. And say, hey,
right?
I got to pick my game up because you're doing all of this, you know?
Yeah,
because that's what it's supposed to make you do. It's supposed to make you want to give it back.
If you're gonna do a challenge, that's the kind of challenge you want. Oh, you gonna do this, all this for me? Oh, I got you. I'm gonna do all this for you. Exactly. That type of stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. Lola says, she says women do that. They now become, I missed the last one. They now become the sneaky link. Yeah, because the sneaky link is really about getting benefits without emotionally putting my heart on the line.
But who? If we be honest, who really, and I know this sounds crazy, man, but who really want that? I got people,
we convince people that that's what it is.
I got people that I ask, and the first thing they'll say is, take me to Nick and Sam, do this, do that. But ultimately, they want somebody. They don't want Nick and Sam, they want somebody. In the meantime, I go to Nick and Sam's in the meantime, but ultimately I want somebody.
Yeah. And if the person is somebody that you would really like to be acknowledged publicly, you setting yourself up, because you ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get that being the sneaky link. Sneaky links don't get public time. I
just think, man, we need to rethink the word when we say settling.
Oh man.
But it's what now I can understand no drive. I can understand don't want anything out of life. I get that.
Yeah, that kind of goes without saying.
But most of the time when we say settling, we're talking about looks. We're not talking about drive, what they inspire to be. We're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about looks. We're talking about, because most of the time those are people that Johnson on the charge all day, get you in that bed and do you real dirty.
They're homeless, right?
No, bro, they like
they're screwing for his life.
Oh, for his life. And she come out there, her all over here. I think I love him.
All right.
I know you do, child.
I heard somebody call her and say a hobosexual. That's what they
Hey man, dude. So when we say we settling, what exactly are we settling for?
I think the whole issue around settling is, I know I got it good. I know things are good, but is it pleasing to those watching? Is it going to impress other people? I think that's the battle, because most people more concerned about how other people or what other people think about their relationship than it actually working, right? Lola says, you would be surprised. Would I know? She says, so if you blind, if you blind, looks don't matter. Listen, remember Ray Charles?
You felt the risk.
You felt the risk. Ray Charles wasn't even going.
Let me say this. I want to be honest. Now I'm not, but there's a lot of average people, and I'm not trying to put nobody down. There are a lot more average people than there are attractive people. There are some more attractive than others. There are some that are not as attractive as others, but they're nice people and have great hearts. I think too many times looks, man, are important, but they aren't as important as I think we make them.
But here's the thing. Beauty over time becomes common.
Janet Jackson got cheated on.
Dude, anybody can catch it. Anybody.
If Janet gets cheated on, anybody gets cheated on. Beyonce got cheated on.
Beyonce got cheated on.
And these are women that we would say are top notches of women. Janet, back in the day, Janet.
Right.
And Janet was with Bobby Brown. That's all I'm going to say about that. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, Bobby was the man to some people now.
Okay.
But beauty becomes common, but what do you have after that? If all you focusing it on, because the more you around it, it becomes nothing to you.
Yeah.
Familiarity breeds contempt. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You can get that your dream car. If your dream car would do it for you, you wouldn't look past it. But you get it and you don't say nothing because you know you confess it was your dream car, but you a year in, you looking for something, you looking at other stuff.
A year in, I'm gonna do you one now. Soon you take it to the car wash and got it cleaned up in another car like it.
Yes.
Looks a little better.
Yes.
Inside, you think,
yeah.
Oh man, look at that. Next time I'm gonna give me, cause dude, it's immediate. It don't give you 6 months. It don't give you no time.
No.
As soon as new car smell wear off, you'll be looking for something different.
Yeah, you on to the next thing. We're talking about tonight why modern relationships feel like a power struggle. Talking about power or control versus trust, because that's typically the dynamic you see people dealing with. Is control versus trust. So can someone lead if they can't be trusted, if they're not trusted?
They can. But it's difficult because you have to have the element of trust, or you have to have some type of element of trust. There has to be some, because
what good is leading if it feels like somebody is working against you the whole time? And then if things don't work out, now they working against you. If things don't work out, you got to take all the responsibility and accountability for it not working out.
Yeah, but. And I know, man. I know this ain't on the script. But early in relationships, ain't that the way we do anyway? Most of the time, we dragging them. We're not leading them. We dragging them with us most of the time. Tell me I'm wrong about that. Tell me they're skipping while they follow us. Oh, I'm just glad to be following him. No. Everything we do, they going over with a fine-tooth comb because they wouldn't have did it that way. Oh, well, what I would have did this.
So should a person lead, especially a man leading in the relationship, he gonna lead the relationship, should he expect scrutiny? Should he expect to be questioned?
See, this is the thing. Okay, yes, and no.
Okay.
Let me say yes now, and I want to cover this part. He should say yes, but I think he needs to explain this. This one thing men don't do. Hey, listen. I do not have all the answers. I am trying to figure this thing out just like you are. I just happen to be the person leading. I don't have, listen, all I ask is that you, instead of talking about me, putting your mouth on me, talking about me to everybody, can you pray for me, please? If you just pray for me, that God will help me lead us where we need to be led. Dude, speaks volumes about you, and it speaks volumes about me.
Yeah.
Because we don't have all the answers, man. We get married. We trying to figure out marriage, and you want me to lead too. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure this thing out, and we don't say that. Yeah. So we expected to have all the stuff together, and we don't, man.
So why do we associate control with emotional safety? Why do we associate that? Why do we make that connection? If I could control you, I can be safe with you emotionally.
Well, because I know things will go like I want them to go if I can control this. The moves that need to be made, the deals that need to be made, the stuff that we need to be doing, I can make sure we doing those.
Yeah. She says we work for managers that lead, but you don't trust. Yeah, because their paycheck on the line. You fall in line because of their paycheck.
Yeah.
And the employee takes the responsibility for the failures. Yeah, if you got a jacked up manager, yeah, that's because that's the thing. Managers are supposed to stand in that gap.
But most of the time, when managers leading, it's not just. Rarely do we ever do because managing people, there's a collective word that comes down.
Mm-hmm.
It's generally not the one person.
Yeah.
Generally not, and when it's the one person, everybody knows who it is. Well, Willie said, "This is what we need to do."
Yeah.
It generally comes down like that.
Yeah. And let me say this: just because a person is in a position of leadership doesn't mean that they're a leader. And I think that's probably what you run into more than anything.
Yeah.
And even in relationships, you got to see if the person is a leader, because as a man, we're put into a leadership position. And if you can't lead, if you don't know anything about leading, like Adam, he blamed Eve for what happened.
Well, it was her fault.
But he had the decision. He could have said,
she the one cooked
girl,
that pie.
You better put that fruit down.
She the one cooked that pie and made it smell all good in there when he came in there. Come on, do you want a piece? Yeah, girl, you know I love apple pie. You know I want a piece.
Well, he could have said, no, that ain't what we doing.
Yeah, he could.
He could have. And as soon as it came down, he got in trouble. What'd he do? He said, it's that woman you gave me.
We was good before she got here. We was good before she got here.
All right. Lola says, men set the expectation like, do you want to drive, since you are over there passenger driving?
The whole time.
Being judged the whole time.
Oh my God. Every time. What? Don't even give me.
I will say, my wife, she get in her phone and she don't pay me. She don't pay me no attention.
My wife driving.
You know,
my wife driving.
She driving.
She driving the
whole time.
I'll be like, hey, I'll pull over if you want to drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as soon as they get ready to go somewhere, jump in that passenger seat.
Yeah.
Jump in that passenger seat. Well, but not. If I get to the car first and I jump in the passenger seat, my wife looking at me like, what you doing? I was like, can I be the passenger or something?
It don't work that way with me and Cheryl. It just depends on.
Okay, so let's look at where do these. Okay, Lola says it wasn't Eve's fault. It was. She didn't listen. Now Adam followed suit, and that was his problem, but she started it off.
We're not finna go through with you about who fault it was.
Right.
We all know who fault it was.
She didn't listen to her husband.
Doggone it.
Yeah. And he, just because he want to be without her, you know what I'm saying? But
should have had some clothes on. Had been walking around naked.
That's distracted the whole time. Huh?
I can't get no work done.
Like, girl, if you would, no. So where do these trust issues come from? Because we typically come into it with the issues, but where do they come from?
Past relationships and past issues that we hadn't been delivered from.
Okay.
Most of the time, and I think I've said this before, we don't end up with the person that we started out with. We generally end up with somebody else, and because we end up with somebody else, we normally drag those bodies with us when we come into our relationship. And whatever we went through with them, we're gonna make sure it don't happen with the next person.
And you can't heal from a past relationship if you're not looking at your part in it. You can't. If it's all about them, what they did, if it's not about decisions you made, well, let me see what decision I made or how I handled this, and you can't heal.
What's that pastor say? Life is meant for you to move forward, but understood looking back.
Yeah. It's the experiences that teach you lessons.
Yes, absolutely.
But you got to make sure you learn the lesson when you move on. Otherwise, you could be repeating the same class. We got a whole lot of remedial people out here in the relationships. They keep repeating the same class.
You think you're gonna get something different out of it, man?
Now that's insanity, right? That's what we call it, right? That's insanity. What about parents? What parents tell you? What did your mama tell you about women?
What did she tell me about women? Oh, you know, she told me, she said, when you dating somebody, when you get married, marry somebody that's in love with you more than you are them. She said, because if you don't do that, you'll be forever in a relationship trying to make them feel about you the way you feel about them.
So did she set you up to not trust the person you was with?
See, I don't know if it was that as much as she didn't want me to be goo goo gaga over who I was with like she was.
Okay. But why?
Because she didn't get it.
Because it didn't work out for her.
It didn't work out for her.
And she was scared for you.
But she didn't want us to go through the same.
So she had to say there has to be some level of control.
Yes, without saying that.
Yes. Because if that person loves you more than you love them, then you have more control.
Yeah.
Lola says, correct past experience issues. She says, know your role in the decision that were made. Absolutely. You got to examine that. That's a hard look sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to go there. So the things, because we attract what we are a lot of times.
Boy, wait a minute. You can't just dive in. I wasn't even looking. You just dived in the water. Whoa, don't nobody want to know. Because think about this, Dave. Do you know some of the foolishness that we have been through in the past? And we can't blame that on us. Whoa. I was minding my own business. They walked up to me in the grocery store. I was minding my own business.
Yeah. That's why when you change, you get different results. We keep looking for change outside of us, but it starts with us. But if I never look introspectively, if I never look at myself and really examine me, then I just keep repeating patterns, because life is about patterns. We get locked in the patterns. That's why we call it generation to generation. It's patterns. You repeating the same patterns from your mama. She repeated the same patterns for her mama and all this type of stuff. But you don't get out of that pattern till somebody step back and say, you know what?
I gotta take it.
I gotta feel the pain of this change.
Dude, and it's funny because we're not as blind to. No, that's not true. We're all blind to it, but we shouldn't be as blind to it because it's right in our face.
Yeah,
I can take a look at my family and see, wow. Wait a minute, don't nobody know grandfather with grandfather? Don't nobody know granddaddy?
Yeah,
don't nobody. Wait a minute, don't nobody know what his daddy wasn't there for him. My daddy wasn't there for me, but I. What's gonna change it? Go ahead.
Christina says, so why I keep attracting baby daddies? She says, well, all y'all baby daddies, so never mind.
No, that's not true.
Listen,
that's not true.
What did she say? She said, why I keep attracting baby daddies? Why she keep attracting baby daddies?
She got a baby daddy look about her or something. I don't know. It's something about it. It's something about
daddies.
It's something about
It's something about daddies.
You are going to the well this evening.
There is something that's, because most guys, if they feel like you ain't gonna go for them, they ain't coming your way.
They won't even try.
They ain't gonna even try. So it's something about that said, oh man, let me, So wow. you gotta take a look. You gotta take a look.
Wow.
You got to.
Maybe.
You gotta take a look.
Maybe dad issue, some type of dad issue.
Could be.
But you at least got to take a look at it. You at least got to
take a look.
You got to take a look and see. Wait a minute. So what's going on? Am I good there?
Yeah.
Do I subconsciously because what we think we hiding, actually not hiding. People see it.
Yeah. And you could be attracting people who aren't baby daddies, but there's something you putting off that's making them say, no. No.
Yeah.
She said, excuse me, listen.
Yeah.
Just saying. There is something about us that sends off something that tells a person, I'm telling you. She says, some are fathers and not baby daddies. Okay. So I guess we need to define baby daddies maybe.
Well, I want to know what's the difference if they single? Because the fathers are with the kids and the mom, right?
Are we talking about dudes that don't take care of their kids? Are we talking about what are we talking about? Guys who aren't doing the daddy thing right? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, I think it's gonna be the older we get. I think once you get around I want to say 30s, 32, 33. It's gonna be the picking's gonna be slim of guys that don't have babies. It's gonna be
the older you
slim.
get.
So you got to be carrying yourself a certain way to elevate yourself from the crowd to say you worthy of one of the ones that don't have nobody.
Well, let me throw a different caveat at you.
Okay.
If he's up in age and he doesn't have kids, is he attractive enough to you? Because the attractive dudes, they've been putting in work.
Oh yeah,
the attractive dudes been putting in work.
Whether they got babies or not.
Right, they got babies or not. They been putting in work. But typically, a guy, if he hasn't had the opportunities that most guys have, or he has disciplined himself and managed his life properly. And at the same token, would you be attractive to him?
Wow. Because it's probably a combination. It's probably a combination of he's probably not as attractive as you probably would like him to be.
Right.
And he's definitely disciplined.
Yeah. Yeah.
He definitely checks the boxes.
Right. And most people can't handle people that are disciplined. They can't.
Because it's gonna make you be disciplined.
Oh yeah.
Because there's nothing like
oh yeah,
boy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there's nothing like a free spirit, just willing to live by the seat of your pants, and you get a guy in here that's structured and doesn't do that. Oh my God, it's gonna tear the family up. At least you feel like that anyway.
Okay, Christina said if he had a baby by a woman he didn't marry, he a baby daddy. Okay. If he don't have kids, I don't want a man with a broken family. I'm good. If I don't have kids, all right. If I don't have kids, I don't want a man. Okay. Now what John's saying is, the older you get,
it's gonna be
that window gets smaller and smaller.
And the only way you can take advantage of it is you have to make yourself more valuable. We got what can you do? Because last night we were at the Sambuca 360, and it was a room full of women.
Wow.
Everybody got on shorts, boots, and I'm thinking, so how do you separate yourself from the crowd? Wow. What makes you different? What makes you stand out to where a guy that you looking for say something about her? Yeah. It's not that she loud, not that she obnoxious, but it's something about her. And that's the person that you have to become.
We got to talk about that one day. How guys really evaluate.
Oh man, what you talking about?
How they really evaluate?
I'm telling you,
because we putting you in buckets.
Because we
putting you in buckets.
Because I'm telling you that yesterday it had to be 100, 200 women in there. Wow. And when you look out there, that's what you do. You start dropping them in buckets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how do you separate yourself?
Yeah. He already know what his intentions are towards you from jump. Yes. Okay. Lola says dudes that don't take care of their children, sperm donors, those are baby daddies. Okay, we get it. All right. You just want to know.
But okay, help me with this. And I don't know this, but that's not a bragging. A dude can't approach you and say, "Yeah, I got kids, but I don't take care of them." I mean, seriously, they generally don't tell you that.
Yeah, they don't.
My baby mom, because I'm gonna blame it on the baby mom. My baby mom be tripping. I be trying to do something, man. She be acting fool. I don't even want to. I put it on her because that's what I do. Yeah. But there is plenty of guys that are out here trying to get it done, and things didn't work out with the baby mama. But that's just the case. I saw something today. The Judge Judy, she was saying the woman was keeping the kids from daddy. Because she was mad at the dad. She was mad at the dad because he didn't do her right. He didn't stay with her. So she was gonna punish him. Yeah. And so you don't get to see your kids up, like the kids gonna grow up and hate you for keeping daddy away from them.
Yeah, once they finally figure out what's going on. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. All right. Christina says women do the same. Definitely categories. Right, but do the categories match? Do they match? Are you looking at a husband and he looking at a good time? You know what I'm saying? So right about that. Lola says guys evaluate in 60 seconds.
Oh, we're pretty quick.
Yeah,
we're pretty quick. I don't think you might be giving us 20 more seconds than we need. It don't take 6 seconds.
And it's not about it's not about long term. It's if I'm interested enough to check out more.
Yeah, that part.
Cause I only knew one dude that married a girl one night. He was like, "Man, let me marry this girl, man."
She had intentions though.
Boy.
When she shut that door behind her, she had intentions. She had intentions on when I come out of here, he gonna go find me a ring.
Oh man, that brother came back there. He said, "Hey man, I got married." I be like, "We got what?"
Oh, bro, this is the same in the
Who
military.
you got married to?
It's the same in the military.
Man, old girl, you
like, same in the military.
No.
It's the same in the military. It's the same in the military.
All right. So real quick before we get out of here, we want to talk to you about 5 ways to build trust in a relationship. 5 ways to build trust in a relationship. Right. First thing we want to do, you want to be consistent with what your words and your actions. Be consistent with your words and your actions. This can be tricky because a lot of times people talk and not listening to themselves.
And people, and this is important. This is one of the harder things to do because you have to be truthful with yourself when a lot of people just used to talking and throwing stuff out.
Yeah. You can't say things just to get somebody off your back, off your case.
Yes.
You can't make promises just to pacify people. You only say what you actually intend on doing. And then you got to remember what you said.
I mean, that's difficult, man. Because
you got to remember what you said.
It's almost better to be quiet.
Oh, yeah. The Bible says, let your words be few. Let your words be few. Don't let stuff come out your mouth that you don't intend, because we don't understand we're building up a case. We're building up our own case with our words and our actions, and if they line up, we're building up a case. So if you're dealing with mistrust in a relationship, you got to check in and see, how have I handled my own words? You got to check it. Number 2, take responsibility when you mess up. Take responsibility when you mess up. And let me say this. This is why a lot of men have trouble with women. If you mess up, at least give us a my bad. At least give us a my bad, because at least he feels like, okay, now I can still deal with you. But if you mess up and you continuously shield yourself and pass it off to somebody else, then now I got to change how I operate with you.
Yeah, because most of the time you all over me when I mess up, and then when you mess up, you're supposed to brush up.
Oh yeah, equal smoke.
Yeah,
everybody got to get this one.
Yeah,
get this work. Everybody got to get this work.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, you want to communicate honestly, even when it's hard. Tough one.
And see, it's easier. It's easier to start doing it at the beginning of the relationship, because we assume that the longer we be together, the easier it gets, and it's quite the contrary.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the contrary. Actually, you talk less the longer you together, and things are more assumed the longer you together.
Yeah.
So it's easy and it's easy at the beginning of relationships to talk honestly, openly, and honestly about what needs to be talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying this ain't easy stuff. This is not, like you said, it's best to start.
Oh man.
Because if you start at a deficit and you trying to be, man, tough. The 4th thing you want to do, you want to respect boundaries. Respect boundaries, yours and theirs. And let me say, you hear a lot of people talk about boundaries these days. A lot of people talk about boundaries. I heard this lady, she's a therapist. She on TikTok. She broke it down. She said boundaries are based on your capacity, not based on your feelings. And a lot of people are setting boundaries based on, they calling it boundaries, but they just using boundaries as manipulation tactics. Control mechanisms is what they're using it for. And they're not honest. If you can't get it done, a boundary is saying no and sticking to it. If you say yes because you worried about that person accepting you, or worried about that person getting mad at you, and you take on something that you really don't have the capacity for, then you didn't respect your boundary. Or if you were expecting something from somebody that honestly, they can't deliver on, and you hold them to that expectation, that's unfair. You're not respecting their boundaries. When they say no, you continuously push for the yes you want.
Just find another way to control the relationship.
That's find another way to control it. That's not respecting their boundaries.
Yeah.
And let me say this, most husbands, when we say no, we're not saying no to be mean. We're not saying no to be mean. We saying no because we looking at everything. We like, nah, this probably not a good time. Now we looking at this move right here or this decision right here is gonna probably set us back. So I don't want to have to deal with it. So no. Most husbands we ain't know every time you come to us. So why would we say no that one time? You be like, oh, I can't believe
you don't love me.
No to me.
You don't love me.
Right. That's what no, and that's what I get. Yeah. Respect the boundaries, yours and theirs. Number 5, show up emotionally, not just physically.
Oh man, important.
Tough one for guys. Tough one.
Well, and it's tough. I think it's tough for people, period. Because because emotionally, especially when we've gone through something in another relationship, we think we have this foolishness thinking the best way to get over somebody else is to get into another relationship. That's not.
Yeah, that's foolish.
Down somewhere.
Lie down somewhere. I don't think it's known how to be emotional as a man. I don't think it's really known. I think we typically relate emotional to women, and most guys, I ain't trying to be no woman about nothing. So I'm not going there emotionally. I don't think we have enough people who are showing guys how to be emotional and enough women to understand what an emotional guy looks like, because he may not look like what you expect him to look like. Because we already know if he start crying and you looking at him like
it's a wrap.
What you crying for?
He better not cry in front of a bunch of women.
Oh man.
You know, man. How he looking, brother? Yeah, it's a wrap, brother.
Yeah. If you'd have lost somebody close, that's the only time you get a pass.
And he better have just died.
Right. You better not do it long. You know what I'm saying?
About 15 minutes ago.
That's why you got to be like Cuba Good and punch in the air.
Yeah, you gotta do something. and you gotta be looking at it the whole time you punch.
Is he taking you? Is he falling for it?
Man, for real.
Listen, but the trust is important. You can't build connection and manage control at the same time. You can't build connection and manage control at the same time. You gotta learn how to expect something different. Expect that people aren't gonna always get it right. That's part of trusting somebody.
Who? And even you, the one that's trying to control, don't always get it right.
Right. And you don't always get it right.
And you don't hold yourself to the same standard we hold other people to.
Oh man. Yeah. Final thoughts. What you got for the people, man?
Man, my final thought for this evening, man, is I'm gonna go back to the book of John Araya. Sit down somewhere. Listen, the problem with most of this stuff is we rushing into relationships when we need to chill a minute. Chill. You know, there should be a 60-day. I just finished from my relationship. I need to go through these things before I even entertain anybody else. Because depending on how you got out of the relationship, if he cheated, she cheated, if it was bad, if it was good, emotionally and physically, man, you need to heal from that. Whatever happened, you need to heal from it. If your heart was invested, you need to heal from it. And we don't give ourselves the time to heal. So now we're in a relationship and we're trying to control everything with it because we don't trust. We don't trust God, and we certainly don't trust man. Back up, guys. Listen. The best time to find out about you is when you by yourself. That's the best time to see about you. We rush into relationships too much, man. Hold on. Get to know you and get to know about you. Because ain't nothing wrong making love to yourself. That's my final thought.
Oh, little man. Time out. Oh my goodness. Listen, let me gather myself. All right. let me say this. When you approach relationships and you got your guards up and everything, you think you're being protective, but what you're actually doing is you're being controlling. And there's a difference. And a person can feel that difference. You're so worried about the outcome, but you're not worried about the input. Certain inputs, outcomes are just predictable from the inputs that we put in. Look at what you're putting in and expecting something different as the outcome. We have to learn how to trust each other. We got to trust that the person has our best interests at heart and give them an opportunity to prove it. And if they fail at it, was it because their heart was in the wrong place or just their actions? Because sometimes with our best intentions, we can still get it wrong. But that just says I reassessed, figure out where I got it wrong, but now I'm smarter now. But I can't correct. It's harder to correct that heart issue. Actions are easier to correct than the heart is. So if I got a heart issue, that's a whole bigger deal. And make sure you're ready for relationships before you jump into them.
Because most times we're not ready.
Most times we are not ready.
Not ready.
Don't jump in a relationship just because it look good for the gram, or it's all about, you know what I'm saying, you having a person is not an accessory. They're not a purse. They're not a watch. They're not something to make you look good. This is a whole human being with feelings, emotions, desires, dreams, and everything else. And you trying to see if what your desires and your dreams are, if there's a compatibility with those things, their values and everything. But that takes work. So you're really just looking for the person who's worth the trouble. And that's my final thought.
Remember, they're not a satchel. They're not a wallet. they people. They human beings.
Right. They
need to be treated as such. Don't be telling them to sit down. No way.
Exactly. Via says, if your heart was invested, you need to heal from it. If the heart wasn't invested, you need to heal from it. Right.
Oh, man.
Brenda said, totally agree, John. She said, make love to yourself. Let me stop. Let me stop. You started it.
Ain't nobody touch it.
It says, now go tell John to sit down somewhere with the last comment. You see what I'm saying? Improper influence over here.
Simply say, spend some time with yourself sometime.
Right.
Oh, don't hurt.
To thine own self.
Hey, man.
Be true. All right. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget, share this out to somebody. Somebody needs to hear this. Share it out. We appreciate everybody that stopped by to listen. Appreciate all the comments. We're going to catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.